LGBT started off with regular people not wanting to be hurt and discriminated against. Now, the likes of Jennifer Balik makes a compelling argument that it has been infiltrated by the medical industrial complex via transgenderism.
The word transgenderism is not fit for the purpose of communication. It does not define anything clearly, but instead obscures the industry manifested in its name. It's an umbrella term with no borders, under which sit too many conflicting ideas, allowing its definitional goalposts to move when anyone critiques its ideology and the markets forming around it.
Which in simple terms means the medical money powerhouse has made it all about putting bits on and taking stuff off. LGBT has become the latest victim of something called astroturfing, which is the practice of masking the sponsors of a message or organization to make it appear as though it originates from and is supported by grassroots participants. So just like with anything, you should always follow the money to see who is pulling the strings. And the money we're currently dealing with stands at $424 million and is set to grow. How, I hear you ask? Well, think about it. Why are all the major brands backing LGBT? Isn't it suspicious? Not really, if you consider somebody who switches genders is set to be on a lifetime of medicalization. They will require specialized surgeries, which require entire buildings and hospitals, trained surgeons, drugs, plastic surgeries. So these corporations see dollar signs, and the cherry on the cake is that their target market includes pretty much everyone. Kids, men, women, just not old people. But I'm sure they'll find a way to guilt them into doing something as well. In fact, look, 30 clinics have been specially created for children in the US alone. Some estimate the medical industrial complex is even bigger than the military industrial complex. Boy, that is saying a lot, yeah? So, moving on to the main thing, which is who are the main funders of the LGBT movement? These are primarily in the US, yeah? So there's 9 names, namely the Pritzker family, George Soros, Martine Rothblatt, Tim Gill, Warren and Peter Buffett, John Stryker, Mark Bonham, Rick Wyland, and Drummond Pike. For the purposes of brevity, we will take only one of these as a case study, namely the Pritzker family. So check this. They sit on the panel of the following universities: Minnesota, Victoria, Toronto, Chicago, and Duke. They were influential in getting, get this, the president of the US, Obama, elected, who then went on to hold the first ever meeting at the White House for transgenderism. They have also funded the founder of LGBTQ Medical Center in Ohio, James Heckman, David T. Rubin, who sits on the board of the largest pharmaceutical chain in the US, Benjamin N. Breyer, the chief of urology at San Francisco General Hospital, and he's a professor at the University of California. So it only makes sense that they fund the University of California. And again, Palm Center think tank, which is again linked to the University of California and the Harvard School of Public Health, to say but a few, yeah? The Pritzker money from early childhood education and universities to law, medical institutions, the LGBT lobby and organizations, politics, and the military, yeah? I didn't even mention the military as well, but I'm going to put the full article in the description. Make sure you guys read it. And this was just a snapshot of where this movement is now and why it will continue to grow. And it only makes sense for us to be clever about this and not just blurt stuff out. Yeah, educate yourselves as to the roots of these issues, who's funding them, and where they're going. I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.